Hi there. Welcome to Supercharged Fridays. Are you ready? Let's get started. There's a lot we're going to talk about today. I think it's 96 weeks. I thought it was 96 last time. Yeah, calculations are not always my strong suit. 96 Fridays of going live here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. If you're watching on wherever you're watching, drop in and say that you're here. How are you? Tell me that the audio and video is working as it should. And we're going to get cracking. I have a couple of things I want to talk about today, a couple of interesting announcements that I want to make. And then I will be getting into your questions because I know there is always a delay between your comments being posted and actually seeing them. I'm just going to wait it out for a second or so. So if you're around and you can hear me, just let me know because then I know there is no delay anymore. So yeah, 96 weeks. Big milestones coming up. Yeah, 100 weeks is around the corner. Perfect. Thank you, Nikhil. Appreciate your being here. Good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are. Iris, Lavanya, Azharuddin, new faces here. Fantastic. Good to see you. I wanted to share a few things before we get cracking. And, you're more than welcome to obviously join and, come in if you have specific questions. I love to help you in real time. That's one of the best things about being live. But before I do that, I wanted to say if you haven't seen already my LinkedIn post yesterday, I announced it. I'm going live in a private group in a masterclass on the 1st of December. So that's not the coming Wednesday, but 2 Wednesdays away. And I'm going to be sharing my favorite tips for you to have a resume that does the job it's supposed to do. And what is that job? It's supposed to land you more interviews, the right type of interviews. Of course, you got to do networking, etc. I'm not saying you don't. But I and a lot of other people I know who see below average resumes, we deserve better. We need a resume that justifies and shows what a rock star you are. So I'm going to be sharing all of that on the 1st of December at 2 p.m. Belgium time. If you want to register, I've kept it small. So please register. Go to my website, superchargeyourself.com/masterclass. It's right here. If somebody already has, is on it, feel free to copy the link, put it in the comments wherever you are, because I can't post comments when I'm live. If you could do that, I'll be grateful. But do not miss this opportunity. I'm not sure I'm going to do this again. So I'm not going to say one night only. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. But nevertheless, I wanted to share this with you so that you know about it. I'm all solo here today. We're going to be busy the next 3 to 4 weeks because I'm going to bring in fabulous guests from around the world. And the topics are topics that I have heard you ask me about. Like, you're like, I need this, I need help with this. I've gone and found the right people to help us to do that. So I'm going to announce what's going to be happening on Supercharged Fridays the next 3 weeks. That's why, or 3 to 6 weeks actually, because in my head, we're already in December. And so I thought, let's hang out. Yeah, I've got my warm cup of chai. It's like a hug from the inside. So bring in your coffee and tea as well. Lovely to see old friends and new. How is everyone? Loving all the comments here. Glad that you are energized. Fantastic. Uh, Karthik, Saurabh, Jeff, G, old friends and new. Hey, Varsha. Varsha is one of the people I'm going to be talking about in a second. Hi, Risto in freezing Finland. Prashant. All right. So, what are the announcements? Obviously, please register for the masterclass. Don't leave me hanging. I'm so excited about this one. I've been preparing in stealth mode for weeks. I'm so excited. So share this with your friends. Don't keep it a secret. Make sure you come. It's free. You lose nothing. And if you've got any value from everything that I've done here on social media, YouTube, LinkedIn, this is the this is one thing I'm asking you to do. Please share it with friends, family. I think everyone needs to know how to write a great resume. And I am not one of those people that says resumes are dead. I know that it sounds like there's a conflict of interest because I help people with their resumes. Actually, that's not true. Um, Entrepreneurs need great resumes as well, self employed. I mean, I get invited to a speaking engagement and they're like, oh, can you send us your latest resume? I'm like, you can see my LinkedIn. They're saying, we would like to see your resume. Not everyone thinks the way we do, right? So if one person says resumes are dead, please be careful who you listen to. Yeah, because everybody has a certain vision and a certain way of doing things. So I thought I'd say that. All right. What are the things I wanted to share? Obviously, the masterclass. The second thing I wanted to share is I've got this question so many times. I want to get a job abroad. I want to get a job abroad. One of the best ways to get a job outside of your country is to start networking early with people who can help you. And if you haven't watched, I highly recommend that you watch my replay from last week, which was about headhunter networking do's and don'ts, right? And one question in that session was so the speaker is Arpad Skazal, and fantastic guy who's in London, and he's works in a boutique headhunting firm. And one of the questions that I saw there was the question I see a lot, which is, how can I attract the attention of a headhunter if I'm interested in a job abroad? That is what we're going to talk about next week with my friend Tina Jave Pereira. She actually happens to be in Belgium, not far from where I live. She's completely the definition of international, Estonian, Swedish, lives in Belgium, married a Brazilian, speaks a gazillion, gazillion languages. Well, technically, she speaks 9 languages, which is already amazing. And I know a thing or two about this space, but the thing I like about Tina is she's a specialist. This is all she does. She's sourcing people for positions in different, and her specialty is particularly expat, right? International assignments that need, they don't have the talent locally and they look outside. So make sure you're here with me at this time next week on Friday. Okay. Any reactions? Good morning, Lee. Oh, gee, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing it here. In case you're on LinkedIn, that is the link to register. But I saw the comment. It's very easy. Superchargeyourself.com is my website, and /masterclass. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, I've just put it in my banner just to make life a little bit easier. So just hold on with your questions. I see questions coming in. I promise I'll get to them. Then, 3rd December, I'm going to bring in a business performance coach by the name of Helen Dunnett. And she is somebody who specializes in working in teams. If you've ever worked in a team or you currently work in a team where there is constant conflict, raise your hand. We've been there, done that, right? She is going to help us to manage those tensions within the team. Super duper topic. Life skills. You're going to learn life skills coming from this topic. So make sure you're there. That's 2 weeks from now. That's 3rd December at the same time, 2 p.m. Belgium. If you're in the US, it's 8 a.m. Eastern, or whatever, North America. If you're in India, it's 6:30 p.m. We're very much in the middle of winter time zone here. So definitely check that out. Then I don't talk about this stuff. I'm a very private person by nature. 10th December happens to be my birthday. And I normally don't celebrate. I don't talk about these things openly. It's very private for me. I'm anal about my privacy. I don't talk about family, kids, husband, nothing. But this time, it just so happens my birthday is on a Friday and I'm going to be live anyway. I thought, why not celebrate together with friends from around the world? And the topic is getting older. We're getting older. I'm going to be 43 and I'm so damn proud of it. We live in an age which is so stupid. We live in a society where we don't want to we want to hide the fact that we're getting older. I'm like, I want to celebrate that I'm getting older. And I know things now I didn't know back then. So my idea for the 10th, if you can join me, it'll be great, is I'm going to list skills that are better, that we get better at as we get older. And there's an article by Dorothy Dalton. If you don't follow her on LinkedIn, please, I highly recommend that you do. She's also been on my podcast. She's been on my LinkedIn Live. She's amazing. And she wrote an article about how learnability gets better with age. It gets better with time. And I'm also going to take examples of entrepreneurs from around the world who started a little bit later in life. And I'm not talking about the classic, the dude who started, KFC and, Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling started at 40. Sure, those are great examples. I think a lot of us know those examples already. I will maybe touch upon them. But the world is bigger than the United States. The world is bigger than the United Kingdom. The world is bigger than Anglo-Saxon countries. I want more brown, black examples of people who are doing amazing as they get older in life. So if you know any such, please feel free to put them in the comment or send me an email. I'm going to take a sip because my tea is lovely and warm and it's getting cold. Cheers. That is on the 10th, which is going to be my birthday special. So if you're around, join me. I'm going to put on a stupid party hat and everything. If you don't know, I'm like, oh, I did that on Christmas and New Year last year. I don't care. This is one of those things. I think something about confidence and getting older and caring absolutely less. Yeah, Tina's amazing. So, all right, I'm going to get into your questions right away. Fantastic. Look forward to seeing you. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna announce the one we're gonna do with Varsha as well. It's all in your mind. Yeah, I completely agree. I know, especially when we hit milestone birthdays. Yeah, I wish. Actually, I don't wish. Yeah, I celebrate getting older. Getting older is the best. 45 in January. Oh, that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Good morning. We are getting better. I want to talk about how we're getting like wine. We get better as we age. And I'm not saying that we can change age discrimination and everything that goes on in the world, ageism. I know, in the US, people keep saying again and again in your LinkedIn, don't go back too far. In your resume, don't go back too far. It's all about protecting yourself. I'm hashtag sorry, not sorry. I'm so tired of this, right? I'm not saying do something stupid. Obviously, you want to get that right job, you want to get that promotion, but let's start openly. Something that's a stigma, the only way to make it less of a stigma is to start talking about it. Life doesn't get over as we get older. And the last one. All right, I see your questions and I'm coming there immediately, but do not write your questions again because if you keep repeating them, I'm going to, unfortunately, it gets drowned out. Other comments get drowned out. Finally, keep in mind, 17th. I don't know if you know this, Varsha. It just so happens it'll be my 100th live stream. It'll be week 100. Doesn't matter. I think the celebration will be on the 10th, which will be my birthday, which is week 99. That's fine. We will be celebrating. We are back to work on the 100th. We have fun, but it's also about a lot of work and a lot of value. And take this very seriously. This is a free live stream. I don't care. I treat it like a commitment. It's a job. What we're going to do with Varsha is Varsha's a resume writer. If you don't follow her, she's amazing. And she's sitting in India. And she particularly helps military vets, right? Military veterans to to transition more smoothly into corporate life. And she does that with the help of very, very sharp resume writing. I thought, why not bring Varsha on? And whether you are from the military or not, honestly, it doesn't matter. Obviously, we all have a lot of respect for our veterans. I'm not saying they are like everyone else, but the approach will be very interesting for us to consider whether we are in the military or otherwise, about how, when we are in the middle of a career change, how do we treat our resume. She's going to bring out certain points, highlight them for us, so that you start 2022 with the right career change you have in mind. You start on the right foot. So that'll be on the 17th. So we have the next 4 weeks covered. So be here with me with Tina on the 26th to talk about headhunter secrets for international positions. Obviously, my masterclass on the 1st of December. If you haven't followed it already, that's superchargeyourself.com/masterclass. On the 3rd, we're going to have team dynamics, team conflict, particularly case studies and examples with Helen. My birthday special, we're going to celebrate getting older, and career transition tips and tricks for your resume on the 17th. So that is my little plug. I am done. It's been a year. Time flies. Hey, Lauren, good morning. It really does. All right. Now, we are going to get to work and we're going to get into questions. My first question here comes from Anjali. Hey, so how do you impress seniors or managers to convert my internship to a permanent full time job? How do you make your network with seniors and managers to show my abilities? Okay, I love this question, Anjali. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm so glad you asked this question. So, anyone who's older and a little wiser, we're not always wiser when we're older, but let's say you are, feel free to share your tips. Anjali, also check out LinkedIn, the live stream happening on LinkedIn, because people will be putting in comments. If I don't highlight them on the screen, I want you to see them as well. So do watch the replay. So people like G and Risto and Varsha and all you smart folks out there, anyone out here, anyone you have experience with this, feel free to share your tips. My favorite way, Anjali, is very old school, and that is to do your work. If you're promised that you're going to do something, then do it. Okay. The biggest failure, I think, is when, sorry, it's getting a bit dark here, is when people are more concerned about reputation and personal brand, but that substance is not there. Do you know what I mean? You need both, right? So you need reputation management, but you also need to be known for something, not just reputation like, oh, she's quite, no, she's smart, she delivers, right? She said she was going to take this project, she put up her hand, she didn't know how to do it, but she got it done. You want to be known as the person who gets things done. Internship means, I'm guessing, you're starting in your career, right? So there is no substitute for work ethic, hard work. Please don't listen, at least in my opinion, to advice about, people who take this whole, I might get in trouble for saying this. People who take this whole self care thing to a different level, right? Yes, of course you do self care. Of course you get sleep and eat well and exercise and establish boundaries. But that's great. It doesn't have to be completely the opposite of working hard and delivering, right? Do that. And then don't be that person who thinks my hard work will speak for itself. When opportunity comes and you're speaking, whether it's a performance review or someone's even having like a casual lunch, and feel free to say it, feel free to say it without sounding like a brag about how yeah, that was something I worked on with the team. It's fact. You're not bragging if it's true. And I also recommend that you watch the replay that I did with Niatu Bensiential. The name is literally the way I said it. Nii, Ni Atu, ATO. So if you write on LinkedIn, Niatu, and then do hashtag Superjudge Fridays, you're going to find my live stream with him. And there we talked about how to talk about your achievements without sounding like a brag. So that is my answer to my A to your Q. I hope you get something out of it. Wish you a lot of success to convert your internship to a full time position. All right, next, Kapil. Hey, I'm getting calls from recruiters for interviews. That's a good sign. And they're asking for expected salary. Can we tell them upfront if they're asking you for expected salary? And if they are, like they are not leaving you because they really need to know the expected salary, then tell them what you expect. But do watch my salary expectation video on YouTube. And if they, because there I prefer not to get into specifics about, because you don't know what their budget is. But if they are getting very particular about it, then I suggest you, it's one of the things I talk about, go to my salary negotiation playlist, please. In one of the videos I talk about this. You want to give a range, and the lower part of your range should be your bare minimum, like add 10% to your bare minimum. You don't want to go lower than that, right? And my favorite answer is open to discussion, Kapil. So see how it goes with you on that. So I wish you a lot of luck. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Okay, Anjali, I'm interested to work in the field of asset management, like investment banking, stock trading, but majority of these sectors are dominated by men. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Work really hard, just like everyone else is doing. I'm not saying maybe you have to work a little bit harder. It's not fair, but maybe you do. But showcase, I would say, lead with merit, showcase with value. I would focus on that. Like you bring something extra that these males don't, right? If you have any other tips, Anyone else watching, feel free to share that as well. I wouldn't focus so much on the fact that it's very male dominated, because when focus goes where energy flows, right? I mean, energy goes where focus flows. I never get that right. So if you focus more on that, it might prevent you from coming up, like showing up your best. Focus instead on everything that you do right and how you're helping the company, and they will see it. Remember, we talked about reputation, etc. So, all right. Lavanya, hey there. I got a job, but the offer is very low, and I used negotiation tips in Saturday negotiation. The offer letter was uploaded in the portal. Mm, oh boy. Call them up if you can, Lavanya. Call them up, email them. You will see very quickly. You'll come to know, is there a culture of negotiation or not. In some companies, they don't. Like, I have a client who recently got an offer from Amazon. He's happy, yes, but it's take it or leave it. Okay, I'm not saying Amazon everywhere, but this particular Amazon, in this particular country. So you want to be careful about that, because if you see that, then you can maybe negotiate on benefits instead, which are also very, monetary in value. We don't think about it. We don't only have to think about the cash component. But call them up, email them, say, I have some questions, lead with that. I have some questions, who can I speak with, right? I would say lead with that. Okay. And we talked about age, and Risto's like, old compared to what? Compared to a mountain, I'm still young. Compared to a moth. It's always about perspective. And I can always trust Risto to bring us down to earth and have a great um, perspective. Video resumes are absolutely normal. I did a live stream in January, it's almost been a year, with Jillian Whitney, and we talked about video resumes, and she even walked us through the tech. So if you write her name, Jillian, Gillian, Whitney, Whitney, if I'm too fast, please watch the replay, and hashtag Supercharge Fridays. Or you'll find a lot of my library on YouTube. She talks about video resumes, and they're here to stay. They're here to stay whether you like them or not. They save a lot of time for recruiters. It doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what is the practice today, and it'll be nice for you to keep up with it. Lavanya, if I accept the offer, will they revise my salary? If you accept it, my dear, you accept it. I suggest before you accept it, you make all those calls. Remember, I said ask those questions. Much better to do it before you sign. Gets very awkward after you sign. Lots of cheerleaders here for Varsha. Oh, that is so cool. Awesome. G, thank you again for sharing that link. Let's see. You're very welcome. All right. Hey, Rishabh. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Questions. Ra Rav, Ravi Tej. Hi. Some HRs are asking, why did you resign without an offer? Why did you resign without an offer in hand? It's a good question. Well, you want to balance, you don't want to lie, okay? You don't want to be too truthful either. Yeah. uh, I'm thinking of what is that movie? um, you can handle the truth, Jack Nicholson. What is it called? A Few Good Men. Some people can't handle the truth. It's not your problem, it's like their problem. You need to see why you quit. Can you share that in the comments, and then I can help you to word an answer accordingly. You want to give some answer, but it shouldn't necessarily put the company down or a certain manager down, etc. You don't want to be that person. For me, that's a little bit of a red flag. Some people say it's okay to burn bridges. I've seen some theories going around, some posts like, it's okay, I don't care, I will put them down, I'm happy to burn bridges. Please burn bridges, no problem. You don't have to burn bridges publicly, because once you do that, things stay on the internet forever. Prashant. All right. If okay, a lot of salary questions, which I'm telling you guys, if somebody is, you guys are, one of you is watching and you're not getting calls for interviews, I'm telling you, there is something that we need to fix in your resume. The market is booming. Okay, look at the number of questions I get every day. I'm getting here on YouTube and on email. I have this offer, I have this offer, please help me choose, how do I do salary? You don't understand, this is a great problem to have. Okay, so different from 2020. If at all asked for salary expectations, how do you handle negotiations in order to get the best salary? Okay, Prashant, very rudimentary question, I'm afraid, because you have to go and watch the basics that I've done. I've got like 7 videos on my YouTube channel in a playlist called Negotiate Like a Pro. Check those out. You got everything in there on how to answer salary expectations, how do you negotiate step by step. You're going to get lots and lots of value for it, from it. And the best part is it is free. Nothing like commitment. Very true. Very true. And so this is advice, I think, for Anjali when we were talking about it at the beginning. Time has flown. You want to focus on delivering on what you commit, work product, and build relationships across functions. That really, really helps you. The more people you know, the better. Be that person who raises her hand, even if you don't know how to do something. Be that person who knows people in other teams. And maybe they don't, but you do. You're one of those people that's like a butterfly who's going everywhere. It's a very good point. Good morning, Melissa. Hey, Tejas. I'm working for 3 years at the same IT company. Within 1 year, twice I resigned from the current company, and every time the management didn't let me go to the other company, gave me a promotion and increment. What do you comment on it? Tejas, I can't say if you want to stay or do you want to leave. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay or do you want to go? You've tried to leave twice. It didn't work out because they gave you some carrots. Now, the carrots have worked because you've been there for 3 years. If you want to stay, I don't think you want to stay. If you want to leave, have a very clear reason why you want to leave. Because remember, these type of, I don't know, these counter offers, promotions, I'm not sure they always work, right? Because the the vase or the vase in the US has a crack. And no matter how much you fix it, the crack is always there. So there's something that's made you want to leave when you quit the first time. What is it? Has that reason gone? And then there was something that made you want to leave the second time. Maybe you're not appreciated. Maybe you didn't get promoted. Whatever. Maybe you got passed. If those reasons are still there, my friend, then you have to solve that. I can't tell you how you should proceed, right? So, Anjali, as I was saying, lots of advice for you. Friends are helping us, so you can check that out. Put in the work, and you're going to see a lot of success. In India, a lot of companies before conducting interviews are focused on expected salary. Right? I already answered this one, so Ashish. So you'll find an answer in the replay. How do we? Saurabh is asking, how can we be more realistic when answering about long-term goals? You want to be realistic, yes. You also want to be clear as much as possible. One thing is to say a goal because it sounds nice. The other thing is actually to practice it. I'm more of a fan of the latter. So if you've got some long term goals, maybe write them down, see them, breathe, inherently breathe and believe them. And then whatever it is, I am a huge fan of learning goals. There's performance goals and there's learning goals. I'm a huge fan of learning goals. Learning goals are goals that are not focused on I'm going to be the best salesperson and get 20% commission, but instead a learning goal is more about I'm going to be even better than before at listening skills, because these are areas I need to work on. And when you do that instead, automatically it takes care of the performance goal. That's a personal approach I have. So you approach it the way you like it, and um, what works best for you. Um so many different ways. You can check it out on Google. It's a huge topic. I mean, this alone, I think I can do a whole live stream on. Yeah, Sandro, I'm sorry. Niat, this one. Erica has written the name, so just copy paste that. I think she's tagged as well. Me versus we. It was a fantastic session. It was I think back in June. All right. I'm not going to be able to go through every single question because I see that suddenly there are a lot. Arkham, Hey, good morning. I'm currently applying for a job. I don't have any experience, but I do meet the requirements of the company. They asked for 3 years experience. Yeah, apply. Apply. Tell them why you're good at it. And showcase maybe you already some skills, maybe you've done a course in Udemy or something like that. See if you can show them transferable skills and how you are actually the right person for the job and why you're excited. Things that you lack in terms of experience, you can make up in terms of hunger and passion. It works. It works. I'm not saying it'll work every single time, but if it's not this company, it'll be another one. Don't worry. What's the worst that'll happen? And by the way, in some job vacancies, the 3 years, it's written as 1 to 3, right? And you got to see, is it a must have or is it a nice to have? It's written very sort of usually very clearly in the job vacancy, so that'll give you an answer. Okay. Many times recruiters say that you're going to go ahead with the candidate matches the skill set. You've not been successful on this occasion, even after having the same expertise. Stay in touch with them. It's not just in India. um, Stay in touch with people who reject you. um, you never know what happens in the future. Short answer. I'm rushing through the questions now. Hi Ravi, I'm a cricket teacher. Oh, that's awesome. How do I get a notification? How would I get notification on LinkedIn? Not necessarily sure I understand the question, Ravi. Are you talking about creating content on LinkedIn? You'll have to be a bit more clear in your question. Aditya, I have, and Prashant, please avoid. I'm not going to say this again, guys. Please avoid repeating your questions. Please. I am allergic to that. You cannot see the comments here. It's like just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. As much as I love, please don't repeat. It's not fair. It drowns out the others. I've written on my profile, I'm open to work, but people are sending me their applications. Those people don't clearly know how to read your profile, Ravi. They don't know, they don't understand. Ignore them, please. Don't accept those connection requests. People need to put in the work. I have 10 years experience in sales and business development. Okay. When I move to marketing and advertising, of course it's possible. No, you're not fighting a lost battle. Watch the video I did on salary on career change. I've done a couple of videos on career change on my YouTube channel, and you'll get a lot of value out of it. It's definitely possible, Aditya. There's a lot of complementary skill sets. Hi, Rashmi. I want to get a new role of being a Scrum Master from developer. Okay. How can I do that so that my supervisor will provide the opportunity? All right. So, Rashmi, that's a great point. The answer is not that different to what I already shared with Anjali. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you may have joined a bit later. So, definitely watch the replay. Jillian is the one I talked about for videos. Thank you guys for tagging her. All right. Hey, Salim. Is it legally and morally right to take a salary if I'm on a bench for a couple of months? Working as a contract employee or under third party payroll, is it legal? Moral? I can't answer about moral. Despite many follow ups, they are not releasing the salary. To take a salary if I'm on bench for a couple of months working as a contractual employee. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry, Salim. It is not for me to say. I had an employment lawyer come in a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about something like this. I recommend you watch the replay. It was 3 weeks ago. And if you're on the bench, you're still supposed to be paid, technically. I mean, but you also need to see what is written in your contract. The fact that you're on the bench is not your fault, usually. It's related to demand coming from the client side, right? So it's not for me to say about moral and legal, because legal, check your contract. Moral, I think this is awful. Yes, this is awful if they haven't paid you. But I think, I'm not sure if you've asked me this question before, but please look around and see other opportunities. This particularly, um, in so many industries, there's a lot of boom. And 3 months, my goodness, August to October, that's awful. I understand. Um, Ravi, what you want to do is you want to look on LinkedIn and do a search on anything to do with cricket, whether it's a hashtag cricket or just a person like people, go to the filters on LinkedIn and see anything to do with cricket what comes up. If it's not a lot, then maybe what I suggested, go to other platforms. Maybe LinkedIn may not be the right platform for you yet. Not sure. That's the one way to look at it. Hey, Azaruddin, how do you get calls from international companies given visa limitations? Okay, Azhar, great question. So join me next Friday because I'm going to be talking a lot more detail about this with Tina about recruiters and headhunters. By the way, this question is very popular. So I've also answered this at least 15 times this year on live streams. So if you check out the live stream I did on today's the 19th. Why is the laptop not charging? Everything okay, right, guys? You can still hear me? Hmm? My laptop stopped charging. If my laptop stopped charging, why is it that. One second. I'm sorry, guys. And last thing I want to do is disappear. Tech. Okay. So the live stream that I did today is the 19th. It was the 29th of October. So check that live stream. This is the one of the first questions that came up. So you'll get an answer there as well because I talked about it. Uh, Tina is here. Tina is the one who's going to be joining us next week. So excited about it. And Azaruddin, you'll get your answers to a large extent with my conversation with Tina. Never burn bridges. You, yeah, I just think that I saw some very viral posts on LinkedIn about I want to burn bridges. Like some bridges are not worth, like I don't want to go back ever again. So what's wrong with burning a bridge? I'm like, okay, do it. You know what? You know what? Some things they sound really good on paper and on movies, like in movies. Remember Jerry Maguire? He leaves and I'm leaving, and then people are like following. Yeah, you know what? That sounds really nice. And of course, they show the struggle and all that, but I wouldn't be very myopic about it. That's a very myopic way of thinking. I get nervous in panel interviews. I understand. Iris, watch my interview prep playlist on the YouTube channel, and it really gets better with time and practice. It really, really does. And also watch my live stream that I did with Brendan. Rewatch it; it's worth it. The first, the second time that I did, just do Brendan Brenden hashtag Superchat Fridays on LinkedIn, and you're gonna find that live stream. And we talked about the best way to answer, and he also talked about confidence, etc. It's a big topic in itself, but I've touched upon it a number of times. So that resource will help you. Hey, is on campus placement package usually? Yes. Doesn't mean that you can't negotiate. They just, yes, usually it's fixed, usually. But who says you can't negotiate? I'm sorry. Please show me where it says. If the company has a certain policy, that's fine. But don't let anybody tell you, oh, listen, you got, don't listen to people who are like, you should be so lucky. Please. Like, thank you very much. Hey, Chandrasekhar, I have an interview coming up with HR and tech. Yay, awesome. Uh, they have a fixed budget. Can I ask beyond that? It's not your problem. Don't worry about their budget. Ask what, obviously, you want to do your homework and, see my salary negotiation videos. I talk about certain resources that you can use to see what would a person like you in this market and this function and this geography, what would that position be earning? You want to talk to people in that company if you know someone who knows someone. So make sure you are armed with the data that you need. And yeah, make the ask. How to ask, all of that I have in the salary negotiation playlist on my YouTube channel. Hi, LinkedIn user. How long should you wait before chasing the hiring manager and get an update on the next steps? Most companies are vague these days. I'm sorry. Yes, it sucks. Oh, I'm the first one to say so. I don't like companies who treat candidates like that. People say hiring process is broken. This is the reason it's broken. What I would do, unfortunately, I can't see your name. My golden rule is 3 of 3. The 3 of 3, meaning do it once a week for 3 weeks and every 5 calendar days. So 3 times once a week for 3 weeks. That's my golden rule. See if it works for you. All right. I got an offer. Congrats. Also, given interviews to a couple of other companies, yet to get the results. Should I take the current offer? You can tell the current people before you sign, please don't sign because it's not nice. I've seen people sign and then 2 weeks later they started in the company and then they go somewhere else. Yes, I know people will say morally, who cares? Companies do what they want. Why can't I do what I want? Sure, that's fine. I mean, you really want that to follow you like a reputation forever? I wouldn't. You can tell these guys from where you have an offer. Oh, I see. You can tell them that you're in the final stages with some other companies and you just buy some time with them, right? This is what I would do. um yeah, otherwise it gets uh hey there. So not necessarily sure I can answer it. You want to do coding, you do coding. All right, in the interest of time, I'm moving a bit fast. Is it legally and morally right? Okay, already answered this one. uh okay, already answered. If you guys are repeating, I'm gonna put you on timeout. I'm feeling like a mom here, but I'm gonna put you on timeout. One more time I see anybody repeating a comment, I'm sorry guys, you'll have a problem with listening. I don't have patience. Life's too short. Okay, this is where my nastiness comes out. I have very little patience. Doing this with good intentions with my time, and then you drown out the comments by repeating comments 5 times. Not nice. Okay. Okay. Most companies, the notice period is 90 days. No one accepts 90 days. That's so stupid, right? As a Ravi Tej, because if you think about it, companies want 90 days, they want you to stay, but the new accepting one, l- you got to respect it, man. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It is what it is. It's not for you to change it. Hey, or Alicia. Yes, you're very welcome. Uh, Thank you, Elena. Glad you're here. I just left the company within 10 days as I found a new company lied to me about some of their policies. Now I have another offer as well, but my PF is creating, I don't know. Just talk, Divya. I suggest you just start communicating and maybe get out of your head a little bit and don't overthink it. Have a chat, right? Don't badmouth companies particularly. You can be anonymous in that feedback, but yeah, that would help you. Um, I Vishnu says I don't think they'll reject you, but it's not your fault, right? So focus on what you can control. It's not your fault. Go with a open mind. Um, okay, trying to find out international opportunities. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that they have limited budgets. They can't always do that. So join my live stream next week. And I have a left a company after 14 years. I left on a very nice note with lots of gratitude. Yeah, you just never know. That's a great point, Abhishek. You never. Oh, Abhishek, hey, you don't want to do something that you'll regret later. Life's too short for that, right? Abhishek knows a thing or two about it, and it's a small world. That's a really really great point. Okay, Hisham, assalamu alaikum, welcome. I'm interested in data analytics. I was looking, what companies are looking for one. I saw some companies tend to give a huge wish list. Doesn't matter. Just start talking to them. Find out opportunities if you can. Of course, they have wish lists. I got a job offer, but I rejected it, mentioning that it's not fit for me. Now I want to apply to the same position again. Why would you apply to the same position again? Shri Harsh. Why would you apply to the same position when you said that you applied and you got a job offer? Not clear to me. Make a lot of sense. Okay, listen. This has been fun. I think I've addressed all of them. Lots of comments, but this was hopefully helpful to you. If it has been helpful to you, give me lots of likes, give me hearts. I love that. I'm a dopamine addict. And it'll reach more people as well. Um, So good luck, Shekhar. All the best to you with the interview. Yeah, give me lots of hearts and likes, and share this live stream with your friends or anyone you know who could get something out of it. And remember once again about the live stream, that I'm not a really live stream because it's going to be private, a masterclass that I'm going to be doing on uh, I just blanked out for a second, I'm sorry. This is a masterclass I'm going to be doing on supercharging your resume so you start getting more and more calls for interviews. This is on 1st of December at 2 p.m. Central European Time. Be there. It's going to be fun. I'm going to bring in my energy, my tea, lots of learning, lots of value, and lots of great surprises in that masterclass. So definitely join me on 1st of December, superchargeyourself.com/masterclass. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you for being here, and see you at the same time next week with Tina on attracting the attention of headhunters for international jobs. Bye.